Hello, good afternoon. Ito na ako. I'll be going to rationalize those questions I posted last night. And there are only like 30 questions. The good thing there is like we can just easily get worksheets or something like reviewers or questions from the internet, and then there are like answer keys provided. But the thing is, the question there is like how much, or I mean, how are each of the answers taken from, or I mean, why like this? Why the answer is like this? Why the answer is like that? How they come up with that answer? Okay, so I'll be going to rationalize this question. I think this set of questions are coming from Let Q&A something, letqa.blogspot.com, and it was like posted in different groups, review groups on Facebook. Okay, so let's start. If you are not familiar, I posted the questions, these 30 set of questions last night, and then you can find these questions below this video. Anyway, here the first question is, two buses leave the same station at 8 p.m. One bus travels north at the rate of like 30 kilometers per hour, and the other travels east at 40 kilometers per hour. So how many kilometers apart are the buses at 10 p.m.? Okay, so from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., so that's it has a total of like 2 hours. So one car travels east and the other one is in the north. Okay, shall we say this is like the starting point, and then traveling like that, this is traveling at 30 kilometers per hour. 30 kilometers per hour. And the other car is also traveling at 40 kilometers per hour. Okay? Now, 30 kilometers per hour in 2 hours, this one will have 60 kilometers, right? In 2 hours. And the same thing with this is like 80 kilometers after 2 hours. Now, the question is, okay? So shall we say this is our triangle. So this is like 60 and this is 80, 30 kilometers per hour. In 1 hour, 30 kilometers. And then in 2 hours, it has 60 kilometers. It travels, the car travels for 60 kilometers. And the other one is like 40 kilometers per hour. So in 2 hours, it travels 80 kilometers per hour. Now the thing is, after 2 hours, how far would they be? So from here, if the car A reaches this one and car B reaches this point, how far are they? Now, in this case, since this one is north and east and it forms 90 degrees, you can use Pythagorean Theorem. C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. Okay, so C squared, which is our hypotenuse, this is our C. So squaring that, we have C squared is equal to 60 squared plus 80 squared. So this one, C squared is equal to 3,600 plus 6,400. Okay, there you go. 3,600 plus 6,400. That's C squared is equal to 10,000. Now, square root, take the square root of both sides and then square root of that. So our C is equal to 100. Okay, so there you go. C is 100, or I mean the distance between them after 2 hours is 100 kilometers. Now, there is another method in this, and this is what we call special right triangles. We have 4 types of special right triangles. We have 45, 45, 90 right triangle. We have 30, 60, 90 triangle. We have 3, 4, 5 right triangle, and then 5, 12, 13 right triangle. Now in this case, as you notice here, our C is 100, okay? So in this case, we can have this one by 20. We have 3 20s here, right? And 80 also has like 4 20s. And 100 has 5 20s. So this case, we have a 3, 4, 5 right triangle. Now if you can see, one leg has 3 parts and the other legs has 4 parts, that means you can just, without using this one, because actually it takes time for you if you're going to use this Pythagorean Theorem. So if you just know or analyze or check the problem, it has 60, 80. So that means this one, 60 has 3 parts of 20, and then 80 has 4 parts of 20. So that means this one has 5 parts of 20, which is like 100. You can just determine like that, the easy way. This is the easy way in attacking this kind of problem. Okay? There I go. So the answer there is 100, which is letter B. Next one, calculate the mean absolute deviation of the following numbers: 60, 80, 175, and 95. Okay, so calculating the mean absolute deviation, we have 60, 80, 100, 75, and 95. Okay, we have to compute, in this kind of problem, we have to compute first the mean or the average. Okay, so 60 plus 80, we are going to compute that. 60 plus 80 plus 100 plus 75 plus 95. So our total there, our total is 405. And how many data do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So divided by 5. So our mean or the average is equal to 81. Okay, so this is our mean. Now, to compute for the mean standard deviation, you have to deduct the average or the mean from each of the item here. So 60 minus 81, that is negative 21. Okay, and 80 minus 81, that is, am I correct? Wait, I'll just check. 60 plus 80 plus 100 plus 75 plus 95. I'm sorry, it's 410 pala. 410 divided by 5, that is 82. I'm sorry. So our average is 82. So 60 minus 82, that is negative 22. 80 minus 82, that is negative 2. And then 100 minus 82, that is 18. And then 75 minus 82, that is negative 7. 95 minus 82, that is negative 8 plus 5, that's negative 13. Now we are going to get each of these in the absolute value of each of this. So we have 22, we have 2, we have 18, and this is 7, and this is 13. And the total, we're going to total this one. 13 plus 7, that's 20, plus 18, that's 38, plus 2, that's 40, plus 22, that is 62. And then we're going to divide this one with how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 62 divided by 5, that is our absolute mean absolute deviation, which is 62 divided by 5, that is 12.4. Our answer there is letter A. Okay, so that's how we're going mean absolute deviation, get the average, deduct this average from each of the item, and this one, all negatives, take all the absolute values of each, and then this one, get the total, divided by the total number of data again, which is 5, and that is our mean absolute deviation. Okay, next one. Which of the following is factorization of binomial x squared? Oh, that question is stated this way. It's not x2 minus 42. It's x squared minus 4 squared. Okay, now this one, this is a special product question. And as you notice, in special product, we have x squared minus y squared. And this translates to x plus y, x minus y, just like that. So in this case, if we have like x squared minus 4 squared, we have x squared minus 4 squared. So we have there x plus 4 times x minus 4. That's it. Okay, so the answer there is letter D. It doesn't matter which comes first, okay? It can either be plus or the minus. It's okay. Okay, so the answer is letter D. Number 4, what value of x will satisfy the equation? What's that? 0.4. There we go. It's 0.4 times 5x minus 1470 is equal to x. So what is the value of x? So we're just going to distribute this one. 0.4 will be distributed everything inside the parentheses. So we have 0.4 times 5x, that is 2x, and then minus 0.1470 times 0.4, we have 188 is equal to x. Okay, so 0.4 times 5, that is 2. And then just put that x, 0.4 times 1470, the answer is 188. And still that's minus, and then this one is equal to x. So transpose this ones and transpose this in the other side. Always everything with variables in the right side or left side, it's okay, just group them in one side, and those without variable, put that in the other side. So we have 2x minus x is equal to this one, the positive becomes negative, okay, if you're going to transpose it in the other side. And since this one is negative, this becomes positive, okay? So there you go. Our x there is equal to 188. It must be 188 actually. And there are nothing in the choices because I think letter D would be 188, which is like erased in the choices. Okay. Next one, number 5. Which of the following has the greatest value? Oh, this one I think has what's this? The problem with the questions, because I think letter A, the choice A would be like 3 plus 32 and then plus 3 plus 3 squared. It's not times 2. And then this is letter A, and letter B is equal to 33. And letter C is equal to 3 plus 3 squared. I think it's like this. And then letter D, we have 3 plus 3 plus 3 squared. Okay, so 3 plus 3 plus 3, that's 9 squared, that is 81. Okay, and then 3 plus 3, that is 6 squared is 36. 36 squared is 216, I think so. 1296. This is 1296. And this one is just 33. 3 plus 3 is 6. And square that is 6 times 6 or 36 plus 32, that is 68 plus 1, that is 71. Okay, so the bigger one is letter C. Okay, there you go. Some of the questions, you must be alert on those questions, like this kind of question, because when some of our good friends copying all those questions and post it online, some of the questions are changed. Like for example, this one, instead of like squaring it, it becomes times 2. So you must be careful in that. Okay, so every time you get questionnaires from the internet, try to investigate first. Do not just like rely on the answer keys. Try to conduct research, investigate. Okay, there you go. The average of 5 different counting numbers is 20. So what is the highest possible value of one of the numbers can have? So we're asked here of like the greatest possible value of one of the numbers, or one of the 5 numbers, which is like counting numbers. Okay, so when I say counting numbers always starts with 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay, and whole numbers starts with 0 and counting numbers. Okay, because counting number is just part of the whole numbers. Okay, there you go. The average of 5 different counting numbers. Different. Take note of the word different counting numbers. So that means we can have A, we can have B, the second one, the C third, and D fourth, and E would be the 5th. The thing is, what's the highest different? So if there are like 5 of them, and their average, when I say average, we have to get the sum of them, then divided by the total number of data. The average is 20. So A plus B plus this one, just cross multiply. If you will see like a fraction form, and this is like a rational or a polynomial anyway, a fraction equation. Just if this one is a fraction and the others are this whole number, understood the whole number has the denominator of 1, cross multiply them. Okay, so 1 times this one, so we have A plus B plus C plus D plus E is equal to 5 times 20, that's 100. So the total number, I mean the sum of these 5 different counting numbers is 100. Now, if you are going to, the question is like, how much is, what's that? The biggest one of the numbers. I mean the maximum value of the one of them. If the total is 100, so the maximum would be this one. Since it's counting numbers, so it always starts with 1. So shall we say this is 1, and this is 2, and this is 3, this is 4. So how much is the total of this? So 1 plus 2 plus 3, that's 6, plus 4, that is 10. So letter E, or the 5th number, the maximum number that we can have could be 90, because the total is 100, and the total of this one, the smallest possible number that we can have is 1, which is A, and the second one would be 2. Why 2? Because it says they're different counting numbers. So they must be different counting numbers. So one number is 1, which is the lowest. Second is 2, 3, 4. There's are the first 4 lowest counting numbers, And the fifth number could be 90 because we are asked here to find the maximum value of one of the 5 different counting numbers. So the answer there is letter D, which is 90. Okay, next one. 3 brothers inherited cash amount of like 62,000, and they divided it among themselves in the ratio of 5:4:1. So how much more is the largest share than the smallest share? Okay, so in this case, the total, okay, now if you have this kind of ratio problem, like 5:4:1, just add the sum, just add them, and then the total of that, like 5 plus 4 plus 1, that's 10. And then the total amount that they are going to share is 6,200, just divided by 10. Okay, so one of them, each one must get 6,200. Because 62,000 divided by 10 cancels 1 0, so that's 6,200. 1 is 6,200. So 6,200, that's just one part because there are like 10 parts all in all, right? So if one brother gets, what's this? 5 parts. He gets 5 parts. So 5 times 6,000, which is one part is 6,200 times 5, which is like 5 parts. So that is like 31,000. Okay? And the other one is 4. So 4 times 6,200, that is 24,800. And the other one, of course, is 6,200. The question is, how much is the difference between the largest share and the smallest share? So 31,000 minus 6,200, that gives you, which is the middle one, the 4 one, because 5 minus 1, that's 4, which is 4, 24,800. This is letter C. Okay, that's it. If you have this kind of question, just add the ratio and then divide the total by this one, and then that's just one part. Multiply each part. Then there you go, you will get it. Okay? So don't be easily get confused with this kind of problem. Like, you know, some of the questions actually are very tricky. You must be very alert in that or vigilant in that. Okay, so next, number 8 we have here. What is the missing terms in the series of 5, 20, 80, 1 blank, 1,280 blank, and 20,480? As you noticed here, they just multiplied like 5, 20, and then 80, and then blank, and then 1,280, and then blank, blah, blah, blah. So here, we just multiply by 4, right? And multiply by 4. So this one multiplied by 4, so that's 320, I'm sorry. So this is 320. The choice, do not proceed with the other one. Anyway, you have like the choices. One of them is 320, and there is only one choice there with like 320, so the answer there is letter D. Okay? So don't waste time in solving, like spending so much time in solving each problem. As long as you can see the correct answer, one part, go for it. Next one. At what rate per annum? That means we're asked here of how much is the percentage per year, per annum, per year, should 2,400 be invested, or so that it will earn an interest of 800 in 8 years. Okay, so as you can see here, this one is a simple interest problem. In simple interest problem, you just have like I is equal to P R T, where P is the principal, the rate was R, and T is is the number of years in what's this, at the time, or in years. So as you can see here, 800 is the interest. So that's like 800 is equal to P, which is like 2,400, times R, which is being asked in the problem, and T, which is like 80 years. Okay? So there you go. Just this one. Multiply this one, 2,400, or just do like this. Actually, I just do like this. Divided by 8, so you can cancel that, divided by 8, and then this one is like 100 is equal to 2,400 R. Cancel the 2 zeros, there you go, so it's like 1 is equal to 24 R. So just divide by 24, divide by 24. This is our R, which is 1 divided by 24. This is 0.04166, where R is almost like multiplying it with 100, because we are being asked here of the percentage. So 100% times 0.04166, that gives us 4.166%, or just almost equal to 4.17%. This is our interest rate per annum. To gain, so you will get the interest of 808 years if you're gonna invest 2,400. Okay, so the answer there is letter C. Next one, the area of the rectangle is, oh, this is another one that I told you earlier, that the square, when you're gonna post it in Facebook, it becomes times 2. Okay, so the area of the rectangle, actually it's like stated in like 8x squared plus 2x minus 8. Okay, if the length is, okay, so the area of the rectangle, so let's say this is our rectangle, this is our length, and length is x plus 4. The area is x squared plus 2x minus 8, so how much would the width be? Okay, so area is equal to length times width, or LW, and area is x squared plus 2x minus 8 is equal to the length, which is x plus 4, and W. Okay, factor this one out. Now, how are we going to factor this? If you can watch, if you could visit my YouTube channel, I have there the factoring, the strategies in factoring quadratic expressions. And yeah, my YouTube channel is just Teacher Seppi. Just search Teacher Seppi. Let Teacher Seppi. Let. Okay, anyway, so this one, to factor this, we have x, and factors of -8 are 4 and 2. One must be negative, because this one, if you're going to multiply 4 and 2, that gives you -8. One must be negative. And if you're going to total that, shall we say this one is negative. If the total is like 4 minus 2, that is positive 2, which is equal to this, the same as the middle term. So your factors could be correct. Did you get it? Like x, and then this one, factors of -8, that if you're going to total, will give you the middle term. Okay? So in this case, you're just going to have like, since this one, our total gives you the middle term, which is like positive 2, it will be, this will be our factor. So we have like x plus 4 times x minus 2, just copy that, x plus 4, and then this is my x minus 2, is equal to x plus 4 times W. Okay? And then in this case, since we're looking for the width, we're just going to divide it with x plus 4, and then x plus 4. Okay, there you go. Cancel that x plus 4, and then this is x plus 4 cancel. So our width now is equal to x minus 2, which is letter B. Okay? So I'll begin to continue rationalizing this sets of questions later on. I'm just going to take a break because I have sore throat actually. Okay? Bye-bye. See you later, like in an hour or 2. See you.